Should be live.
Good. It's 5:31. We'll go ahead and get license and franchise for Thursday, excuse me, September 4th started. We'll go ahead and do our roll call. So Alderman Prude.
Here.
Alderman Tully sent a message. Alderman Barron.
Here.
Alderman Jones. No. Alderman Navarez.
Here.
Alderman Marzak.
Present.
And myself, Alderwoman Kelly Johnson, sorry. I'm here as well. So, are there any public comments? I don't see any, so I think we're okay there. We're looking for an approval of our minutes from July of 2025, and you should have each received those in your emails earlier today.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes for June 2025.
Okay, thank you. We have a first from Alderman Navarez. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you.
We're going to amend the agenda.
Yeah.
Yes, but I wasn't going to yet.
Speak louder, too.
We'll go ahead and vote on our minutes. So Alderman Prude.
Aye.
Alderman Barron.
Aye.
Alderman Navarez.
Aye.
Alderman Marzak.
Aye.
And Alderwoman Johnson. I'm an aye. So we'll pass those. We have no reports from our utility representatives. Under our old business, do we want to discuss our single-serve alcohol boundaries? Are there any updates or concerns on those tonight?
No.
Okay. Okay, so under our new business, we did have an ask to move item C, our discussion on the garbage disposal, our trash removal, to item A.
Do you need a motion for
I
that?
believe we do.
I'll make a motion to move C to A.
Okay, we have a first.
Second.
I'm sorry, was that Alderman Prude?
Is everybody?
Okay. We'll go with Alderman Prude, you did that one, thank you. Okay, and we'll vote on that. So Alderman Prude.
Aye.
Alderman Barron.
Aye.
Alderman Navarez.
Aye.
Alderman Marzak.
Aye.
And myself, I'm an aye as well. Okay. Mayor or Elizabeth, would you like to give us some information on the garbage proposal?
Yes, absolutely. You want to start, or you want me to start? Go ahead. So a couple months ago already, month and a half ago, we met with Republic, Mayor and I did, and we were discussing, our current services and the future and everything, and we definitely had made the decision prior to that point that we would definitely want to go out for a request for proposal to make sure that we're getting the best situation, as our contract, expires December of this year. And so that was the conversation, and they understood that. We had a really nice conversation with them regarding that. Part of the discussions that came up, though, in that was obviously some, cost-saving measures and things that the city can do to possibly still serve the residents fully, but possibly, change maybe the structure a little bit as times have changed. So we went into a rather lengthy discussion about recycling is one of the first tenets to speak about. And obviously recycling is still very important. There's no doubt about that. But the fact that it goes to each home, that, not all of our residents are very good in any community. They're not good about what does go in recycling and what doesn't go in recycling, no matter how much we educate. Could we possibly talk about, or would there be an appetite for any restructuring of that, or even just a discussion if we could possibly restructure that, because that does lead to significant cost savings that can happen with the proposal. But we have to obviously write the specs of the proposal the way that you all desire it to be written. So that's why we're here tonight, to have that conversation. I spoke with Alderwoman Johnson that we'd like to have that discussion tonight. Anything else that's on your minds? I know Mayor's got a couple other points to share regarding this, but we want to make sure that we're writing these specs accordingly. We do not know, of course, will there be multiple companies who have the capacity to take on our city or not? We don't know, but we believe it's the right thing to do, to go out for proposal, see what's out there, but we obviously have to write our proposal appropriately. Mayor?
No, city manager summed it up well. As she said, the contract expires December 31st. We'd like to get on this sooner than later so that we don't deal with the holidays. And again, will there be one bidder? Will there be three bidders? We don't know. But writing to proposal, a big factor in right now is, as she mentioned, is the recycling. There was a time and place where recycling was very lucrative for the waste hauling business. They used to send it overseas and sell it and make money for it. There is no money in it anymore. It hasn't been that way for 3 to 4 years. And quite frankly, I think they gave a statistic, it's well north of like 80% of our recycling in the city of Kankakee is contaminated. No matter how much education we do, they do pick it up separately, but quite frankly, it's just going to the landfill most of the time. So the question is they offered a couple solutions, if we write this proposal, does this committee, do the alderpersons believe that we should continue recycling in the city of Kankakee as an option? They said you could have a significant cost savings if you did not. It would reduce 3 trucks down to 2 trucks, meaning you'd have a truck picking up garbage and you'd have a truck picking up yard waste. But right now they have 3 trucks that are recycling. You could still keep 2 cans there so that people have enough capacity to be able to handle those large weeks when they have a lot of garbage. Several different options could happen. You could eliminate it altogether. I think that'll irritate some residents because there are some residents that recycle very well. You can keep it as we have it now, or a third option that they provided is they said they've done this in other communities, is they eliminate the recycling behind your house, but they provide a recycling area or 2 or 3 within the city where residents can bring their recycling to. We talked that we used to have the e-recycling at DPW, a fenced area that now goes out to Belson. That could be an area that we'd put a large dumpster. You want to have them fenced in and enclosed because if you put them in each ward, you're going to find out that people are going to put everything in the recycling, including their couches and everything else, and you're going to contaminate that recycling. But you could set up 2 or 3 areas or 1 area and say this is an area that you can bring your recycling to as a resident and still feel that you're contributing to the environmental cause or the reduction of landfills, and that could be a third option that they said they could build into it. So we just wanted to bring that and see what your thoughts and opinions were. We kind of have ours, but ultimately what do the alderpersons want to do for the constituents? But we do want to get a request for proposal out and see what options we have for the city of Kankakee sooner than later, so.
Thank you.
Questions? Going back to point number 2 where they say that they use 3 trucks. I've been observing them for some time down my alley. 1 truck coming down, picking up both containers. So I don't see the 3rd truck coming in anywhere. That's just my observation. Second of all, the damage that has been created to our alleys, are they going to help us fix that? I don't know.
Well, that's a great question, because we have to have garbage pickup in the city, the way we're designed, whether we're designed as a subdivision like Bourbonnais or we're a lot and block system like Kankakee. That can be an alternate that we could put on, but if they do, they're going to build it into the rate, no matter what they're going to do. It's just the garbage trucks are getting bigger and bigger. One alternate that we did discuss, and Alderwoman Johnson and Alderman Cobbs would be very familiar with this, is and there's an area in the 5th Ward too that I think, where you have the boulevards, where they're tearing up the curbs and the grass area. We figured out that's about 300 homes that are affected in the Duane Boulevard area. Probably in the 5th Ward, there's a small area over there that's probably affected. Delivering an alternate, meaning you give your base bid for the garbage pickup and an alternate of trying to get they don't have the smaller truck yet, but you can remember this, they said that there could be a smaller truck that they could get for that particular area, but that costs an extra driver and other things, but that could be an alternate bid type of thing to try to solve that solution down there, but.
Yeah, they said they would not entertain that, of course, unless, the day came and they were awarded the future proposal, which made sense to me, if we were in an additional agreement with them. But they did say that it was a conversation that they would be more than willing to have. We said we would want to, include it as an alternate, but they also said that it is an option.
Well, to Alderman Navarro's point, I had a brand-new alley put in the 1600 block, and less than 2 months in, The dually wheels backing up into that alley because they have to back out of another alley are turning to go down a street, and it ripped the brand-new asphalt out.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, I mean, had Ernie come down, took a look at it, that's as far as it went. You know, it's supposed to be a solution to that problem, and I think there could be a solution to that problem, but DPW had to go over there and, you know, use their little magical spray, you know, tar and chip machine to try and, you know, fix that. But being a brand-new alley at the time, it's that portion of it. It's not the whole alley. It's because of the turning. It's the same thing that Alderwoman Johnson has in her area. It's when they turn those multi-ton dualies in a very sharp radius that's what rips the asphalt.
So the growing question I have is, how do we put that in bid? Because I think there's really only about 3 companies. There's United, Republic, and potentially Homewood. I don't know if Homewood will come this far south or not, but they go to Mantino, but they may not come. But my point is how do you, they all use them. They all use the bigger trucks now. I don't know how you get into a proposal. We're open to ideas. I just don't know. You could write in the proposal, no trucks over a certain weight, but most of them all had the big ones, and they're going to say, fine, we'll go buy 8 new trucks, but we're going to charge you for it.
Right. It's not going to work, but...
The alleys are a concern, I get it.
I mean, those potential problem areas, you know, in this instance, I think it could be solved very easily with the driver education versus concrete, but without educating, there could be a concrete apron put where they could actually do their tight turns, and there wouldn't be any education. Has there any consideration been to, they used to have one contractor in Bradley, and they went with multiple contractors, so, you know, residents would have a choice. You know, and I guess they alternate days, you know, like Republic would be on Wednesday or Monday, and, you know, United be on Wednesday, and X company is on, you know, Friday. It gives people the option to shop a certain degree, but I understand, you know, with the contract, you know, that's creates a lot of different problems.
The biggest concern is right now in the city, it's 5 days a week pickup. There's a route every 5 days, so you're going to get more trucks and more garbage put out on different days, because Republic may say, like my area, they do mine on Friday, and you may have another person doing it on Tuesday, and you're going to have garbage cans sitting out all over all week long.
Right.
You get into an area like Marycrest, or you get into an area like Sunnyside, where there is no alleys, you're going to have garbage cans out on all different days, you know, so I don't know. Again, we're here to do what you want to do. We can bid it any way you want, but our goal is, can we get the most competitive bid for proper service and everything without having it without escalating?
I think you said the 3 options. I kind of like that third option where they can come in and have a spot for those who still want to recycle. So I think that third option is a good one.
Yeah.
Kind of where I was leaning, I thought we could do something east, west, and central. I don't know where west, I've got an idea where we could do east, and east, we could maybe do it over at Willow. We've got a building over there. Central, we could do DPW. I don't know where we do west, but that's kind of it's kind of where we were leaning.
Yeah, and it's definitely places, we need to have locations where we have cameras.
Right.
We definitely have to make sure
Cameras
those
and a fence.
that those are cambered, so that's a piece of the consideration.
So it's probably been over a year ago, Ernie and I think our local city representative was here as well, and they talked that Republic was getting electric trucks coming in the next few years. So I know we've talked about smaller trucks, which are lighter weight, but the electric trucks are heavier.
Right.
So we need to look at that as well because of the batteries that they put on them. So they may not be any larger, but they're heavier, and our alleys aren't weighted for that. And talking with Neil, our alleys, I don't know that we can handle heavier trucks without any additional repairs. Ernie and I had also talked about some beautification improvement funds. It wasn't a large amount, there really wasn't an amount put on it, but if that's something that we would be interested in as well, to help repair some of the damage that the trucks are causing to
We
the
can
alleys.
put that in the proposal if there's an amount that we're seeking. I know right now in our current proposal, we have so many free dumpsters per year.
Right.
We probably need to put that into proposal, so we're we need to make it as apples to apples as possible.
Right, right.
So if we go with option 3, would the pricing for concessions go down?
We don't know until we get the bids.
Okay. So that's, I guess that's our goal. How can we save some money for
I
constituents?
mean, the question is what's the bid going to be? So right now, the current contract was bid out, and it had a 3 or 5% annual escalation in it. I don't remember what, but it went up on an annual basis for 5 years, every year, for 5 years. So that's why we want to go out for proposals
Right.
to see, for a lack of better, I'll just say it, to keep the pencil sharp.
I agree. I would like to make sure, I mean, I understand we want to, the cost, making that part of our system. I do think we want to have an effective recycling system as another goal in this. I don't think we should throw that aside completely.
Right.
I don't love the idea of us getting rid of the recycling at our home locations. I understand the market's different, and that's absolutely an issue that we have to do, but I don't know. I don't like the idea of just getting rid of that entirely. Is it possible to bid both? I mean, as an alternate, to do it with and without recycling?
without,
Is essentially
yeah.
what we'd be talking about.
Probably could.
And
Because the question is, I don't know if everybody offers recycling.
right.
True.
Even though, even for option 3.
Yeah. I'm not sure if every waste hauling company has a recycling program. So we could potentially bid it that way.
Alderman, you're saying just to have a price for both home pickup still and possibly central location pickup? Like that is the alternate, okay.
Yeah.
Actually, that would give an option to the homeowner, which would be great, if you think about it. They could opt into, having the recycling.
And to be frank, the home setup that it is now might not be as effective as going to a central location.
Right.
Then you would have more people that are actually purposefully sorting their garbage,
Right.
That's what
recycling in a way that.
city manager and I talked about too. The people that truly want to recycle are going to go the extra step or steps to take it to a central location to do it. Whereas the people now that, if 85% of our recycle is contaminated, it's not doing anybody good.
Correct.
So even if those folks are going those extra steps to recycle, their neighbors may not be, so the whole truck gets contaminated. because
truck
they
is
don't.
contaminated.
They can't piece it out. So if
Right.
one bag can goes in the whole recycling truck, the whole thing just goes to
Right.
the waste side of the house, not the recycle
That's,
side.
I
All
can,
the good efforts are
Yes.
for
I'm that
that.
way. We recycle very diligently. Can't even put the jewel bags in. I think our recycling is probably perfect. I know my neighbors is far from perfect, and they both go in the same truck.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
And the central
And all your
location,
efforts go in the hole.
many of you know people who live in other areas, but I know Mayor mentioned in our meeting when we sat there that day that he's a family member in Michigan who has had to do this the whole time recycling's been a thing. It's never been a home option for where his family member lives, that it's always been that you have to go and drop off. I also have a family member who has a situation like that. So foreign to us here, right, in our locale, but not foreign in other areas. But, something that definitely we can look at as alternates or, just trying to get the best solution for the best price.
Yeah.
That's it, thank you.
My one concern is the bulk items.
I was just going there.
That we would like to keep.
I would just go
What
there.
what I'm saying, they don't,
Unless you think not to, but.
no, what I'm saying, they don't pick them up consistently.
Right?
Right.
I think that they need to be consistent with picking up the bulk items, because I have people set that one out, and I've watched, they stay in the alley for weeks. So they need to pick them up like they're supposed to. One bulk item a week, and that's not being done.
I agree with you, Alderman, and it also is disheartening knowing that we have this contract for that stuff to be picked up and it doesn't. And ultimately, we end up calling DPW and we're
Not their
paying.
job.
It's not their job. I mean, yeah, it's something that we can do. It's.
You want to keep the one, do want to keep the bulk pickup, though.
Absolutely.
But we want them to do
No,
it.
I understand that, enforce it, but we don't want to, what I'm trying to do right now is put a proposal together.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
Exactly. Exactly.
So the other night at City Council, I think we approved a bill for $175,000.
Yes.
Is that, what
That's
is
current
that?
rate.
That's for the whole city for a month?
1 month for the whole city.
Okay.
A month.
So that's not just additional bulk items and things
No,
that we take?
that is the monthly bill that went effective January 1.
Okay.
How much was that?
It's 175 something.
Yeah. A month.
It was 168 something last year.
And I know from comptroller's office days, occasionally we would get a bill that would charge us for some extra things, just because of how, I believe the drivers put it in, and it would be contra to the contract. And so then we would call Ernie and say, Ernie, this isn't in our contract, and we would get a credit for it. So we've worked through those issues. We haven't had those issues in some time, but we do review that bill and make sure that that does not happen.
Another point of interest on the definition of what a business or a commercial is.
Yeah.
When you have a ice cream shop as a business, you can go out and shop and contract to whoever you want for a garbage service. If you have a tattoo shop, you can contract whoever you want. If you have a 5-unit apartment building, you can contract with whatever garbage service you want. If you have a 4-unit or less, you're locked into the contract based on that.
So that came up today, and that's a perfect thing for your committee.
But that's why,
Because it's an ordinance, so if you guys want to change that, I just got 2 calls today about that people with 4 units do not want to do it. So it's nothing for the proposal. What I'm saying is, that's something that I think ordinance committee needs to talk about. Do they want to make it 2-unit, 3-unit, 4-unit, or whatever? But that's an ordinance in the city. It needs to be either changed, amended, or kept the same.
but from Nina, Don Green, former administrations, apartments have always been considered a business. And that, I think that's something, I don't personally care who picks up the garbage, as long as they do the service that they're contracted to provide, they pick up the bulk items like they're supposed to, at a competitive rate. An example, I know of 3 locations, they're getting 3 locations for the price of 1 4-unit.
So that's what I'm saying, but it has nothing to do with this proposal.
Well, it does, because if,
Because they will follow whatever our ordinance says, so we have to change the ordinance. That's an ordinance, not a proposal.
but it would technically affect the amount of pickup, places that they're picking up. If,
They base it right now, based it on the number, yes, they're basing it on the number of homes, so.
right.
So I hear what you're saying, but, so I know the reasoning behind it. I've talked to DPW. The reason is a lot of our 3-unit homes, and even some 4, our single-family houses have been converted, and there's nowhere to put a dumpster in the alley, because they put it on their lawn, or they leave it in the alley, the garbage truck leaves it in the alley, and then DPW can't get down there to plow, or things like that. So that's the reasoning behind it. Most commercial places have off-street parking, but I'm open to it, whatever you guys want to do. I have no feeling on the 2 to 4 unit. I could care less. But that was the reasoning behind it. So but I've got a lot of people, and it's mostly out-of-town people calling. I'll just tell you, there's a lady from Oregon today that said that we need to change this immediately because it's wrong.
If it's market value, I see no reason to change it, but if it's above market value, which you can get on the open market, I think that's an issue.
So I think if you do it, then you have to look at some things, like if somebody's going to put a dumpster, they're going to have a asphalt or concrete pad with an enclosure behind their house.
Right.
Yep.
Does including some of the larger unit buildings as part of the contract lead to a lower price for the single family and single units? The idea, I would think, is,
It's based on the number of homes or pickups, yes. They base it on the properties. They don't base it on the number of cans. They're basing it on an address.
the more
So
we have.
if there's if they use my house, 945 is a single family, or if it was a duplex, they count that as one location. They're just using addresses is what they're using, my understanding. Am I wrong on that, or?
I believe that's correct.
I'm thinking, if we're getting cost savings by, having a.
They're basing it on a sewer bill.
Okay. So probably.
It's a direct
So it's a
correlation.
direct, if an address has 2 sewer bills, then they're going to base that on 2 sewer bills. If a 2-unit has 2 separate sewer lines, they'll do it. But most of the time, your single-family house has been converted to 2 or 3 units, and they're basing it on 1 single sewer bill, is what they're doing.
They're basing what?
Garbage pickup on a sewer line, on a sewer bill.
I know, I mean, I'm very familiar with a 4-unit building that has one water line coming in, but they do get charged for garbage services.
They are? Okay.
So, I mean, it's like $176.
Well, what would you guys like to do for that then? Because we got to figure this proposal out. I think it's an ordinance amendment.
Yeah.
It has to be.
But it's a big, I mean, it's a,
I don't think it'll affect the proposal one bit.
technically it should, because the number of units out there. And I used to have that number because.
Okay, well then shame on me, we should have started this a year ago, because I'm not going to get this figured out in
Right.
15 days.
But I mean, there was X number, and I know I have it at home in my computer, there was X number of multi-units, 2 units, there was X number of 5 units, there was X number of, and the 5 units don't count, but X number of 4 units, X number of 3 units, that would be important criteria, because
You have
if
that broken down, you said?
I have it what? Broken
that
down.
broken-
That was broken down back when, Nina was here. That was when they were looking at, the,
Well, then, if we could use that information, 'cause
yeah.
here's my goal. My goal is to, by the end of this month, have a proposal put together. So that, give them a turnaround of 30 days. They have bids come in by November 1st, to get this figured out before the holidays.
Right. I mean, my thought process on that is X number of, let's just say X number of 4-unit buildings, and they decide to market shop, that's going to be that many less units, residential units, that would be in the contract that would be required by, Republic United, whoever. So I would think the bid would be a heck of a lot less based on the number of units. I would think they would base their contract on the
You
number
have
of
a
units.
recommendation what you'd like to go to?
I think, I don't mean to be the bad guy, I think we need that number. How many?
Well, no, would you do would a 2-unit be allowed to have a dumpster? 3-unit, 4-unit? I don't think a single family should have a dumpster.
No.
And how do we enforce the dumpster payments? I mean, like the
They
payment?
do it directly themselves. They don't bill through the city.
No, I mean the construction, sorry.
I don't know.
Like, I mean, if they have to put in a pad and
If
such
we
like
find that
that,
you put a dumpster sitting on your grass, we're going to ticket you.
right? This seems like it needs a lot more thought to me. But that's why we're here, to talk about
The
that.
dumpster wouldn't be allowed to be in the alley, the street, or on grass.
Right.
Or gravel. I'm a fan of enclosures and a hard surface pad for them.
Yeah.
So I think right now, I think we're all in agreement for bulk items. We would like free dumpsters if we can do that. Possibly smaller trucks.
How do we do that?
Ask for smaller trucks.
We got to give them a spec. I mean, you ask for smaller trucks, but I don't know how you bid that in a proposal.
Okay. So do I need to call and, I don't know how big a truck is. Can I?
They're going to buy them, they don't own them. So Republic does not have smaller trucks right now.
So is
And I
it,
don't know if United does, I doubt it, they all have the same size trucks, and I assume Homewood does too, but Republic said they would consider it if they won the contract, or they had the contract, but they would have to go buy it. So I assume they're going to put that cost into the Kankakee budget.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
They're going to say, we're going to go buy a $500,000 dump truck to accommodate your needs, build
Right.
that in the budget.
I think most of the.
I think we can request, I'm not
no,
saying, which I totally agree with you, but I think, so let me throw it this way, we put that into proposals and we receive no proposals, what are we
Right.
going to do?
Right.
I think most of the issues are turning issues, like down in Kelly's ward there. Same thing with mine.
They can't make the turns, it's
Right.
impossible.
Right.
Right. And I'm not,
Actually, believe it or not, our dump trucks can't make the turn either.
The school
Right.
buses can't make the turns either.
School buses can't make it, dump trucks can't make it, fire trucks can't make it.
Right.
So it's going to be a bigger issue than just asking for a smaller garbage truck.
Yeah, it's,
I mean, we can put in I don't even know how you put that as an alternate. I hear you. I don't disagree with you. I just don't know how to put it in a proposal. Here's my biggest fear. We go out for proposals, and we, at 2 o'clock on a certain date, have 0 proposals.
Right.
Right.
Which can happen. I mean, it's somewhat of a monopoly now. There's not a lot of services available, trash removal services available.
Well,
Well, I think, revising the recycling, which I think, that definitely there's a percentage of the community that believes in that, I think that's a component.
I hear you guys want to do both, right?
Yeah.
Current system that we have or the central location system.
Right.
yes.
that's doable.
You feel 3 is enough?
I would-
East, west, and central?
I would do 4.
4? We have to find them, remember, too, but, okay.
I don't think we need one in every ward. I think that's too many.
No.
But at least north, south, east, west, I think is,
I do like the potential, what Alderman Barron was talking about, if a homeowner wanted to sign up for the recycling, and, that would open up, a certain percentage of the population are dedicated 110% to that. And, if they were going to pay and sign up for that service, maybe that's, the alternate bid too,
I think that gets complicated
It
with
does.
how we
I
build
get
it
it.
with our setup. I
I
have
get
a
it.
feeling that it's
I don't
kind of
think
all or
I don't
nothing.
think they're going to drive one truck around to go pick up one every
No.
3 blocks.
Right.
But to ask for the alternate of, to do both scenarios, I think is absolutely doable, and we should do that.
Right.
Just to see the price differential.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, if it's minimal, it's a moot point, but I think the recycling is going to be huge on the
We can
price.
ask for free dumpsters, and this is going to be not a bid, this is going to be a proposal. So that, just so everyone's familiar, it
Gotcha.
can be a request for proposal, not a request for bid. The difference is, we're not worried about low bid, we're worried about best services for the city of Kankakee.
Service-based.
So we'll ask for a line item, number of dumpsters provided to the city annually. One proposal might be more, but they might give you 50 more free dumpsters. We'll ask for annual community benefit to the city to help for repair of the alleys and things within the city.
Exactly.
One might offer $10,000, one might offer $200,000. And they're going to base their bid on that.
Yep.
And then we can bring it back and score it with you guys and say, here's the cost. And then one bulk item a week is a mandatory thing we want to keep. 4 central locations as an alternate.
Based on need too. I mean, maybe that could be cut down, later if there wasn't the need.
In the smaller truck, I'm not trying to be cavalier, I just don't know how to handle that.
yeah.
Do you think one bulk item per week is needed? Could you go to one per 2 weeks? I mean,
So what now?
could you increase the frequency of the bulk item so it's not one per week, but maybe one every 2 weeks? I'm just saying, there's so many times where it's not needed.
Well, I mean, it's not needed. I could go with that, but I'm just saying the simple fact they need to pick it up.
Right.
Sometimes they're sitting out there for a month.
Yes.
Right.
That's the point that I'm making. I mean,
Absolutely.
every 2 weeks.
We need to enforce it, what you're saying.
Yeah.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. It could be
It
2
don't
weeks
get
or
picked.
whatever, it just,
Right.
they're picking it up, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest issue. It could be every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be 3 weeks if you pick it up, because sometimes it does sit there for
Yes.
weeks. And
They don't pick it up.
Okay.
Back to Lance, I don't disagree with you, Lance. I get those calls all the time about the 4 unit. I just, if you've got some, do we have any of those numbers anywhere? I don't even know where we'd find them.
Did those numbers, I'm trying to recall this, Alderman, did those numbers come out when we were looking at the whole property tax maps? Do you remember? I just feel like Zach had to have been involved in that on the GIS side back in that day.
honestly, I believe it was back when they were doing the rental license, looking at the rental licenses and trying to.
Which were those maps,
For
yeah.
cost.
Yeah.
Trying to recoup costs, for the
Pete-
services.
Yeah, I do remember that. It was Pete and Zach who did that, and we were looking at the heat maps on how much percentage-wise we had rentals versus ownership. I remember
Right,
that.
and I know I have it somewhere in the massive amount of storage.
I think we could start with Zach, though, with that.
Are you thinking, if we're going to amend that ordinance, or going to do something, are you thinking you'd go to 2 or 3, or what's the thought? Because I guess that's the only other options.
Well,
3-unit or 3-unit.
Would not Republic have right now how many dumpsters that they have at, let's say, multi-unit buildings? That would be a number that they could provide us.
But you can get anyone, you can get, so if you're 5 or above, you can
Right.
hire any company.
Right, but I'm talking about Republic. I would think that they would have numbers that they're picking up right now of, let's say, 4-unit buildings, 3-unit buildings. I think they would have, numbers.
Go through Aqua and figure that out.
Yeah, I think we can. I think the data exists. We may have to kind of extract it from certain places, but we could at least start from the point you're talking about.
It's interesting, going through Aqua because.
But would you want us to research 2 or 3-unit?
3 units.
So if you have 3-unit, a 3-unit,
You can go anywhere you want.
so you're saying 2-unit then?
2 units, we'll keep it to the.
You're saying single family and 2-unit has to have city service. If you have a 3-unit, you can, 3 and 4-unit, so you're eliminating the 3 and 4, they can do whatever they want.
Yes.
Okay. I think we also have to put in there, if we're going to do that, we have to amend the ordinance, and then we have to put in some strong language about where that dumpster is going to be located, how it's going to be located, and then enforce it.
Right.
Because I think a lot of people will take advantage of it, but then those dumpsters are going to be in the alleys, and then everyone's going to be calling about how they're in the middle of the alley, they're sitting on a lawn,
Right.
garbage trucks driving into the lawn and tearing up the grass.
Well,
Maybe the other thing,
right.
too.
I mean, I know of a situation of an alley that needed a repair, and it's a 2-unit, and they have a dumpster there, and it's off to the side. And you can't, you know how they.
Can I ask that question too? Because here's what you talk about turning. How are these trucks going to turn into the property to pick up that dumpster?
Right. Most of them put it at one end of the property line or the other, at this end. And
Because they don't like to get out of the trucks. And
Right.
They just do not like to get out of the truck.
100% correct.
So they're not going to get out and push that dumpster from the yard into the alley,
Right,
lift it, dump it, get back out of the truck, push it back to the person.
Right.
I don't know how that works.
right.
Especially in the winter.
Again, I'm not trying to be confrontational or negative.
No, it's not, but, I mean.
It's a long discussion, and maybe I should have brought this to the committee a long time ago.
Even to the point of existing dumpsters currently, at locations. I mean, if it works now.
What if we do this? We're going to base the proposal based on the current structure. We can amend it. And if we amend our ordinance and figure out that number or whatever, then we could put something in the contract that says that if the number changes by more than 100 or something, or some thresholds, then we have to do a credit adjustment on pickup or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm making that more complicated now, so.
I need to think about this a little bit more because
Multiple.
it's the ripple effect of making a change like this, what it all affects, to make sure we think about all of the ripples.
Right.
That's what I'm the most concerned about right now.
Because I have 2 units, that's what I'm on Tedmark in my mind. We got a bunch of 2 units over there, and they have garbage cans right now, I believe. So, and there is nowhere to put no
Yeah.
dumpster. I mean,
Dumpster over there, no.
No, I remember over in Tenmark, I'd managed a property, and they were keeping a dumpster in the street, which was not a good place.
Right, they got one in the dead end on Divine, it's a 4-unit there, but this like in the bushes, and then you got another one, I think that's like a.
Not requiring dumpsters.
No, right.
Yeah.
I was just
Yeah.
saying, if they wanted them, but I do got 2 units over there, that's what I'm sitting here thinking like, okay.
So to start with, is this committee agreeable that we would have a proposal to go out that would be, as we have service now? In part of that proposal will be number of free dumpsters provided annually, dollar community benefit allowance on an annual basis, bulk item picked up once a week. I know you talked about maybe going every 2, but let me know, or whatever. And then an alternate bid of a 4 central location and not having the recycling at every house.
And the alternate with recycling.
To also have it,
What was the other alternate?
just to keep it as is, where you have the.
That was the first part. That'd be the original proposal. The alternate would be eliminate the recycling program and have 4 central locations as an alternate bid.
Got it.
Yeah, that's it.
And then,
And on the bulk, did you say on the bulk items, we might be able to go 2 weeks instead of?
well, that was a suggestion from Alderman Barron.
Can't they can offer, I mean, if it's a request for proposal, we can ask them to say what,
We could do as an alternate proposal also, I guess.
You know,
to say what's.
Once a week, bi-weekly.
Yeah.
they should know how much bulk item, you know, I mean,
Okay.
playing with the ball field, you know, they.
I'm just thinking if it saves costs, do we really need it once per week?
Right.
Would it be
Right.
less often?
And if they don't pick it up, then what? If it's every 2 weeks?
Yeah.
and then-
That's on us, I think, as a city, we have to start enforcing it, so maybe there's something in there about.
We can make them,
Yeah.
because some things left on the terrace, I get phone calls, because some people will set it out right after the garbage pickup.
Right.
And leave it.
So I will tell you that, now currently with Republic, they have GPS and cameras. So there have been calls that we have received where somebody said they didn't pick up my item, and they're like, well, let's check it. Go, actually, we were there at 9:38, and that bulk item was not out at that time, it was put out at 10:30. They
Yeah.
missed it.
Yeah, okay.
Then we have to have DPW go deal with it and all that, but they do have, we've had people miss pickups.
Yeah.
There was one where we had it, they missed a pickup, and they looked and like, yeah, we were in that area, if they didn't pick up, they missed it, we'll go back. So they've got some pretty good technology they're using these days. I'm sure we're not the only city that has all these problems.
Right.
Okay.
Good, thank you, sorry for that.
Are we good with this?
We're good, we know what to do.
Okay,
Thank you for the discussion.
you're welcome. Thank you. Okay. So under our next item is Mr. Patel, if you'd like to come up. He is requesting a liquor license transfer, number 70. You have purchased or will be purchasing the landing zone or the hangar bar, which is located in the Economy Lodge on South Route 4552, correct?
Correct.
And you're also purchasing the hotel?
I
I've heard.
actually purchased the hotel a couple months ago, and I'm the new owner
Okay.
of the hotel, and I also purchased the,
Can you speak up? Yep.
I'm sorry. So I also purchased the hangar from Mr. Joseph Kins, so that's why I'm here to request for the transfer of the license.
Okay. What improvements have you made any improvements to the property or to the?
We have actually almost remodeled 60 to 70% of the property completely inside out. All the rooms have been redone as well as the parking lot and a lot of the stuff inside. And right now we are working on remodeling the bar based on the contingency upon the license. And yes, so and we've already been getting good responses from now we are on various booking platforms and yeah, so we're doing well right now.
Okay. What kind of security measures do you have out there?
So we just installed a 32-channel surveillance system on the property, which is already active right now. And as soon as a customer checks in, all of the areas have been covered on the property.
Okay.
Outside as well, parking lot?
Everything.
Thank you.
Correct.
And that carries over into the bar as well?
Into the bar as well, yes.
Okay. Are there any questions from the committee members? No? You're good? Okay. So this does fall into the fourth ward. Alderman Marzak had to step out. I did speak with Alderwoman Swanson a few months ago when this first came up, and she is okay with it. So it's just a license transfer, so it's not a start from scratch liquor license, and then you'd still have to go through the background check and things like that, so. So we're looking for a motion if we're in favor of this.
I'll make the motion to move it forward to council.
I'll second that.
Vote Alderman Jones, okay. And we'll go with a vote. Alderman Prude,
Aye.
Alderman Tully,
Aye.
Alderman Barron,
Aye.
Alderman Jones,
Aye.
Alderman Navarez.
Aye.
And I am an aye myself, Alderwoman Johnson. So, okay. So you passed through the committee. We will forward it on to city council. And I think David from the mayor's office will follow up with you.
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
The reason I just wanted is that, the reason why normally transfers, we don't bring back to you because it's an existing place already, but because it was not renewed and it had stayed vacant since May, we thought it should come to the committee just because it had a closure period where there was not a license renewed. So the former owner did not renew it come May 1st. So this was, I just thought it wasn't complete. A lot of times we'll have transfers of businesses and stuff, and it just happens, but in this case, because we had a closure period and this will be reissued, we wanted to bring it before you, so.
Thank you, sir.
And we did already have a meeting and went over everything, and he provided all the answers that we were looking for from a liquor commissioner standpoint.
Good, okay, thank you. Okay. Next, we have Mr. Serena. Is that, you'd like to step up? Mr. Serena is, Serna, I'm sorry, thank you, is looking for a liquor license for a Class G restaurant license. His business is Dos Amigos, which is located at 533 East River Street in Kankakee. So, I think you have been in contact with the mayor's office as well, is that correct?
Correct. I went there to obtain an application from, I believe, the mayor's assistant, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. So there is a concern, I think you also talked to Alderman Barron.
I did.
There is a concern, a liquor license cannot be within 100 feet of a church, school, and a number of different establishments. If I remember correctly, there's a church directly across the street.
That is correct, but the day we are closed throughout the week is the only day they are open and operating throughout the week. Throughout the week, there's nobody there.
So I think this is on a state level. It's not a city ordinance. It's state guidelines with the 100 feet.
Even with us closing on Sundays?
Yes, I believe so. It's something that you probably want to reach out to the state.
It's from property line to property line. And that's something, like she said, it's the state, it's not the city that does that ordinance.
Okay, so when...
You just got to measure.
Yeah, I was just going to say, so the next thing to do in this case would be to measure to see how far it is and see what the requirements of the distance should be?
Yes.
The requirement for distance is 100 feet.
So it's 100 feet based on the state. So if you're within property line to property line within 100 feet, the city, we can't approve a liquor license for you. You'd have to deal with the state on that side.
Okay.
And I apologize, we just looked into this at the beginning of the meeting.
I was just
so-
going to say that, because
Yeah.
I've been sitting here for about an hour and
Yes.
20 minutes, and that
Yeah.
would have been nice to know for me to come with some information regarding that.
Yeah, so we just, they looked it up on the GIS and looked at the foot, or the distance, so, but yeah.
Okay.
So
So just go measure it and then come back to the next committee meeting?
no, you're going to want to reach out to probably David at the mayor's office again.
I've been in contact with.
Yes, and then I'll follow up with him as well and let him know that we think the distance isn't enough distance between the two.
And if it
then-
is? Like I said, I don't know, we'd have to measure it, I'll go buy
Yes.
something and go measure it myself.
Yeah.
Just, or would you guys rather have me hire a company to go out and measure it, just to make sure they get an accurate reading of everything?
Well, city roads are not more than 50 feet. I mean, the street, River Street is not going to be more than 50 feet. I think that's probably within 100 feet.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how big a tape measure goes, but you could probably move
Yeah,
it off yourself,
There's
or,
rollers that to use.
Okay.
But if Alderman's saying that's not bigger than 50 feet, then obviously we don't meet the requirements of it.
yeah, so, but yeah, and I apologize that you waited and wasted your time, but yeah, it was just brought to our attention at the beginning of the meeting, so, yeah, if it's something you want to look into, you can certainly reach out to the mayor's office again if you feel it's more than 100 feet, and then, or you can also reach out to the State Liquor Commission, I think they can help you as well.
Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't suggest, don't pay for that, you know, if you need somebody.
Yeah, I just didn't know if you go based off my words and my measurement, or...
No, we'll make it, I see it, I'll just give you an idea from, on that corner of, what's that new gas station on Nelson to the school, and they want a liquor thing, and just to let you know, that's kind of like the distance what you're going to be dealing with, you know, your distance. With me and my vision of seeing it, you're right at probably about, I would say about 60 or 70 feet at the most.
Yeah.
Well, you're measuring
Because where it starts,
Yeah.
yeah, where it starts, I can pretty much see it. Coming from where you at to where they at, it's gonna be tight, but,
Okay.
yeah.
So I guess this is something I should have thought about when they were rebuilding the church for a year, because the church was
But it still would have been there.
no, it was destroyed, completely tore down.
No, it wasn't
It's
down.
property line to property line. so-
Right, it was never down, they just took the walls down. It was never down, because the inside, they just built a new sanctuary. You remember, they didn't tear the church down, the wall collapsed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay, I gotta go too.
I guess it doesn't even matter at
So-
this point. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so I apologize for that, so, thank you for coming now. Okay. Okay, so that's all our agenda items. Are there any aldermen questions, concerns, anything you'd like to discuss? Okay, I have 6:22. Would someone like to make a motion?
So moved.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, we're all set. Thank you. Have a good evening.
The garbage thing is up again, I was watching y'all.